Hey, we're at Home Depot buying our supplies. We're getting 1x6 and 1x8s. We're trying to find the straightest boards possible so it'll make the process easier when attaching to our ceilings. This is the prices of the boards that we bought. Now the first beam is made. We attached two 1x6 to a 1x8 and glued, nail gun, and attached them with clamps for it to dry. My husband is attaching a 1x8 to the ceiling joist, and he also cut in the crown molding for the first beam to fit. Now the first beam has been sanded and stained. While he was attaching the 1x8s to the joist ceilings, I was outside sanding and staining the first wooden beam. That is the completed project of the first beam. The first beam is up and on the ceiling. It was an easy process. It went on smooth. Everything went on fine. We did pre-drill each hole before we added the screws to the wood before attaching the beams. Now here is where we have to make a smaller beam, and this is where, when we bought the metal, this is where this comes into play, as you'll see later on in the video. This is the sander that I use with the sand pads that we bought. This is the stain that we also used to stain our stuff, and I love the color, and I think it worked well with our living room. Now here is the second large beam that we made. Of course, you can see that it has been nailed and glued together. We are wood putty in it, each section, to make sure that it looks like one uniform piece. We did use the hammer to distress the wood. Now that it's dry, I sanded and stained, and this is the finished project of the large beam and then the two smaller beams that we have to attach to the ceiling. Now that the beam is dry, we are attaching one of the small beams to the ceiling. He definitely pre-drilled the hole beforehand, before adding the screw, just so the wood wouldn't split. He's also adding the metal piece that I said that we bought. Now we bought metal strips. They were about 4 feet long, and he cut, bended, and spray painted them after he bent them to fit our wood beams. So now he's pre-drilling the holes, and then he will add the screw after that he pre-drills the hole. This is the finished project of the first beam being installed. As you see, we added a second metal bracket to make sure it matched the other side. Now we're about to attach the second beam to the ceiling. After getting an extra hand to help trying to put the second beam on the wall, the end of the second beam was not flush with the ceiling, so my husband ended up getting a car jack with the piece of wood that you see right here, and he is making sure that it is flush with the ceiling so he is able to screw it to the piece of wood. The second beam is up with the metal brackets. You guys, I think it looks beautiful. My husband is caulking and painting some places where we ended up scraping the ceiling and or the wall. I absolutely love it. You guys tell me what you think. If you're even thinking about doing a wooden beam in your home, please do it. You will not regret it. It was definitely easier than what I expected, and we got it done with no headaches. I am so, so happy. I can't express how happy I am. This is a picture of our living room before, and now you're gonna see it afterwards. Now we haven't finished the decor, but shortly everything will be delivered and I will update you on our living room.